2026, and the season just started, but the season is crazy. So let me just welcome in my TikTok family, my YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram family, all tuning in as well, especially my YouTube family. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share on all platforms. And if you just want to listen to this while you're riding down the street, coming home from post, whatever it is, you can check it out on Spotify as well as iHeartRadio. All right, now that I got the church announcements out of the way, we got a crazy show for you because I just thought of a brand new segment in the middle of the night, and we're gonna implement that segment today. So, Sade, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, y'all? Oh, I'm sorry. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Sade, CEO of Point Guard Security. Welcome everyone. I'm ready to get this started. This
All
is my
right, let's just
first time for everything. Let's do this.
first time like on a podcast. Period.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's
yes.
crazy. Brr, 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 brr. I don't feel like looking for my media, but let me. You know what? I'm gonna give you some proper claps. Hold on, don't you? Hold on. I got you. Ready?
Oh my God! Stop it! Stop
So yeah,
it!
yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay. All right. So first time on a podcast, man. All right. Are you nervous?
No, not ready. I was born for
Yeah.
this.
Oh, oh, big boss. Big boss. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so today's episode is essentially about some firearm instructor like judgment per se. I'm gonna ask you a question, and basically, what is the hardest thing to teach as a firearm instructor? Like, what is the most difficult to get across, touchy subject, hard for people to understand, or even hard for you to actually teach? What subject is that?
I feel like for me, um, I'm not gonna say it's hard, but I think some people can't grasp the concept of like just the basic laws. So it's like always like a workaround, like, well, what is this, or what if this, and it's always what ifs. So it's not just like they don't look at it like for face value, like first degree assault is first degree assault. Well, what if I just do it this way? No, first degree assault is first degree assault. I mean, of course, there's ways of getting around it, but the crime is the crime, and just the different elements. And I realized that going through different scenarios, and they'll ask like, well, I think I would be justified because of X, Y, and Z, and it's just like you won't be justified because I just went over X, Y, and Z as to why you won't be justified. So I think just the actual laws are kind of one of the hardest things, not to teach, but for some students to grasp.
I think people always think they know best, better. People love yelling out, I know my rights and I know my laws. But what they really know is how they think that they can manipulate them to justify their thinking and their actions. I'm going to say I know my laws, but I'm going to take that law and I'm going to bend it to what I need it to be like in this moment. And people bring that to class. You can have an instructor, you can have a lawyer standing there telling you this is not going to be considered self defense because this, that, and the third, or this is not going to be considered this. And they will still go, no, 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 because. And it's just like, if you're going to learn, take it in. Still do your research. Obviously, every instructor is not perfect, but I think people really have a hard time grasping, um, I think, the reality of the fact you might know of the law, but you might not know how it's going to be implemented in your case with your factors, is what, yeah, essentially I have. I don't even argue anymore. Okay, go talk to a lawyer. I did my job. You exit out. Whatever you pushed, kicked you out. Kicked you out. She got kicked out, guys. It's okay. She's gonna come back. She's gonna come back. She's actually with me, so I was like, "You got kicked out." Um, it's okay. So that's that MacBook updating. Okay, y'all need to stop updating stuff in the middle of people doing stuff. Anyway, but yeah. So when she gets back in, we're gonna talk about um like a scenario that students fail the most. And I think she pretty much already said that. She pretty much already kind of trickled into that. The scenario of whether or not you can shoot people in the back and when and why, never. There's no when and why. There's no when and why. Yeah, if he in there messing with my daughter and da 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 da, and I shoot him in the back, I'm gonna take that charge. Yeah, that's not you being bigger and badder. That's really literal what you're gonna do. You're gonna take that charge. you're you're actually going to take that charge. That's not a man statement. That's like raw. No, you're gonna take that charge because you cannot hit people in the back. No matter what was going on before. If they're turning, they're leaving, they're running, heading out the door, heading down the stairs, heading out the window, shooting people in the a hole and shooting people in the back is going to really turn your situation around. Hold on one second. You clicking the same button? Oh, it's still updating. Okay, okay. I'm just making sure, you know. What's up? Let me say hi to the folks then. Let me say hi to the folks. TikTok is on here. Let me see. Michaela, what's up? Wham, what's up? Yardy, what's up? Darren, what's up? Oh, Orlandra, what's up? See, what's up? Let's see. Terrell, Paul, she loves so Av, Lucky, Swift, Prince, TT, Mr. Hustle Hard. That remind me of a song. I don't know why. Junie, Kit, Cloud, Dan, Brick, what's up? It said I got two messages, but I don't know how to check that stuff during lives. So I don't know. But y'all lucky y'all on TikTok, so y'all still see Sade. Y'all see her fiddling with her computer. What's up, Isha? Let's see. All right, so yeah, so I think that's the biggest scenario that most students fail. They fail that if they should shoot, when they should shoot, why they should shoot, and even the thing before that, pulling it out. When they should pull, when they should show, when they should do. Like, don't pull it out unless you're really literally about to use it. I'm sure she can have a more like literal law police term, but for me, don't pull it out unless you're actually about to shoot it. You don't need to be pulling it out to show force. You don't need to pull it out to show that you bout this life. No, that's brandishing and you can go to jail. Let me tell you something. I just saw a video the other day where a dude was getting followed aggressively. He was a I want to say FedEx or UPS. Some Karen was following him aggressively, cut him off in traffic. He beeped the horn. A legal expert discusses self-defense law. Oh, that's AI. I'm like, oh, do we got one on here? What's up, Raynar? What's up, Arthur? Matter of fact, let me check on my Instagram, folks. Let's see. All right, we're live on Instagram now. I was not. Sorry, Instagrammers. All right. So yeah, so what's up, Lonnie? So he was getting chased, okay, by this lady, and what happened was he pulled his gun out, I think, and like held it in the air, like, yo, you keep trying to run me off the road, you keep doing this, boom. Now, mentally, whether I agree that's not what we're talking about. So whether I agree or disagree is not what we're talking about. But he kind of was like, "Hey, back off." He didn't point it at her. He didn't shoot it. And then she called the police. She called the police. Even with the video of her chasing him, cutting him off, cutting other people off, driving recklessly. She was so, I'm so right that she called the police while she was doing that. And he still got in trouble because even though he feared or whatever, he pulled out a firearm. And that's what she called and said. She said, FedEx guy pulled out a gun on me, da 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 da. And when he was telling his story, I didn't actually see the part where he got arrested. Um, but they were kind of like, "Hey, buddy, like you still brandished a firearm." They checked it, he had a license or whatever. He was all legit. It was his firearm. Boom, boom, boom. And they still was like, And I think they ended up telling the wife because he ended up getting to his house. They told the wife like, "We're gonna take him down. We gotta book him. He'll get out and whatever or whatever." So I mean, mm-mm. Oh wait, I want. So we're filming live. If Are you able to get back on? If not, then get on your phone. Cause it won't catch it on the actual podcast if you start talking. You're just on TikTok, and my computer's kind of dying. So let's stop. Cause I can edit out the podcast part, but let's jump on the podcast on your phone. So the link I sent you, you can jump on it from your phone, and then just put it on your laptop, just like you're doing. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. You're just gonna get on your phone. That's what happens behind the scenes, y'all. Computers, apps. Look like Riverside not trying to let her back in. Let us free. One, two, three, release her. Yeah, you'll be good. You'll be on your phone, just like a Zoom call. You're not going to need anything. Yeah, because you switching devices now, so you'll just be on the phone like a Zoom call, but in the studio. Oh Jesus. Okay. All right. So yeah. So the guy ended up, the police were like, "Hey," to the wife, "We gotta book him. We gotta go. He's gonna have to go downtown because he brandished the firearm. No matter, you know, break it down a little bit more simpler. I can't break it down more simpler than don't pull out your firearm. Is that more simpler? No, just playing. But no, seriously, you can't pull out your firearm just because you're in fear. You need to be able to articulate that. You need to be able to say, like, this person is a threat to life. This person is a danger to life. And that's why you're pulling it out. It don't get no more simpler than don't do it. It don't get more simpler than do not pull out your firearm as a scare tactic. Do not shoot in the air as a scare tactic. If you're pulling out your firearm, that is because you're about to use it. They don't need to know you have a gun. Okay, this ain't no crip and blood set rep and let me show you I got a gun. Let me show you I got a gun. No, you want to have that element of surprise. You want to be able to um lay a threat down without the threat really harming you. So you don't need to give up all your cards. That's my opinion. I don't need to show somebody I got a gun. I need to make sure either I could flee and not shoot anybody at all. I could save somebody. I could do whatever. I'm too busy doing all that than to tell this person, I got a gun. Okay. So do half of the 12-year-olds running around here stealing cars. So, in my opinion, you need to keep that to yourself until it's time to defend yourself. And if you can articulate why you are even defending yourself, then you got a whole nother problem. So, to break it down more simpler, do not pull your firearm as a method to shoo off a threat, scare off a threat. That's where I'm gonna leave that. Like you can't really use that for that. You have to. I have to move because I gotta plug my thing in now. We didn't use up too much time. Are you clicking in on your phone? Oh, okay. Mm, sorry, y'all. Okay. So hold on. I'm gonna have to switch up on her. I get to see the behind the scenes ticky tacky. So both things are not letting you download the app. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on Instagram. What's up, Reem? Damage control. What's up, Smith? So yeah, all right. Says I got two new chats. Who's in the chat? Oh, you in there? You in there, dummy? Uh, I don't know. I don't know nothing besides the fact that you in. I don't hear nothing.
I'm back. You can hear me?
I
Mic
can hear
check.
you now.
Okay.
I think we back. I think we survived. I think we saved. I think we saved. What's up, Randy? Elijah? Stan? Yeah, coming in here. What's up, Penn State?
I see somebody. I know you said break it. Somebody said break it down a little simpler, and I know you said
Yeah, go ahead. Break it.
don't
Jump
use
right
it.
in.
This is as simple as I can get it. So I do have a background in law enforcement. What I'm going to tell you is your firearm is like your kryptonite. Shouldn't nobody know you got one. When I'm out, first of all, don't nobody know I'm law enforcement. Second of all, don't nobody know if I'm carrying, if I'm not carrying. Because that's for me. That's when my life is in danger. So I'm not just using it just to use it. I'm not just pulling it just to pull it. So don't get yourself in a situation because you feel like I have these credentials. I am certified to carry. Um, yes, this all may be true, but don't pull it out. Don't pull it out because if I pull my gun out, either I'm using it or I'm about to use it. So you can't use it as a threat or a tactic to gain compliance. That's not for you. That's not for you. There are people that, like law enforcement, that have laws that protect them for things like that. You're not a law enforcement. You're not a superhero. You're not the great white hope. You're
Superheroes
not none
crazy.
of that. So your gun is your gun, and it's just for you. So don't just be out here. Somebody cut you off and you I'm like, no,
I'm
no, no, no,
sorry.
no, no,
Could
no.
you, for the record, could you show us how it looked when somebody pulled out their gun one more time? La ta ta ta.
No, but all jokes aside, seriously, I see it so often, even to the extent, and y'all see it, y'all got social media, y'all be on Murder Inc., y'all see it, y'all see, oh, the person cut me off, now they firing shots out the window. It's no such thing as a warning shot. Because guess what? It's not going to be a such thing as a warning charge. They're going to charge you for that crime, discharging your firearm unlawfully.
No such thing as a warning charge, so it should be no such thing as a warning shot. AI, cut that. I need a clip of that. I need a clip of that. Anyway, continue.
That was off the dome too.
Yeah, I like
Bars.
that.
Bars.
I'm gonna run that back. When it was the 17, 18, 35. Got you. Got you. Okay. Well, yeah. Um, so yeah, so while you were having your technical difficulties, um, we can break this down more, simpler, charts, etc. We both are in Secure Academy. We both teach in Secure Academy. We both instruct. Um, I would say Sade instructs a lot. And she is inside of Secure Academy. So you should definitely get in there, ask questions, make posts, tag her. She'll come on, she'll say what she gotta say. She'll invite you to her classes. She has range this Saturday. So she is not somebody that's just telling you, she's somebody that's living from the instructor side, law enforcement side, civilian side as well. So I do think that if you want to tap in more, we might be putting together an instructor workshop. I don't know. I just threw that out there, see what the wind blows, right? But it'll be held in Secure Academy. So definitely hit the link in any of the bios in my social medias, or DM me or whatever on anything. I am Jazz the CEO, and we'll send you the link to join that so you can kind of have access to that training or have access to Sade as a whole. So yeah, so that's pretty much what um, is the most difficult teaching, is getting people to understand that just because you think it sounds right doesn't mean it sounds right. And then I think the scenario most people, so that was my scenario that I thought most students fail at, is when to pull and when not to pull. So what about you? What do you think is the most is the scenario that students fail the most? That
Just
same,
hmm?
is it that same or is there a different one?
Yeah, for the most part, when to know when and when not to pull your firearm. And the best advice that I always give my students is 9 out of 10 times my students don't have any type of knowledge of
Background.
firearms, any background with firearms, don't know how to carry, don't know how to shoot. So I tell them, once you are certified, once you are licensed, the same way that you act without your firearm, without your license, act the same exact way. If you went to a restaurant and they started shooting, what would you do? Head to the border. So go ahead, you find your nearest exit. That was my Martin reference, by the way. uh,
Head to the
you gonna
board.
find you gonna find your nearest exit, right? So when you got your firearm, that's not your golden opportunity to say, dun, 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 freeze. No, no, you can do the same exact thing. Now, if your life is in danger and there is no exit and you cannot get out, of course. But a lot of people, they like, I got it. This is my time to shine. It's not your time to shine. The same way that you operate without it is the same way that you're gonna operate with it. And that's it. That's enough of my
Hmm.
soapbox.
What's up, Frank Johnson? What's up, Day One? What's up? Hey, so if you want to give away something on here, you need to give it to me first. Mr. Handicrafts by JB05. Send me one. I see you on here asking questions. Uh-huh. Anyway, let me get back to it. All right. So now let's get to the nitty gritty. We're not going to keep you guys too much longer. We got a good 15 minutes left in the show. And I want to introduce our new segment because this is where you need to tap in, get your pillows, your popcorn, because we're about to be talking shit. Okay. Here is my new shit. We tapping into Dish Nation. You know what I'm saying? Well, who on Dish Nation? What's her name? The brat on there. Who else on there? What's the older dude? Ricky Smiley. We tapping into that right now. Okay, you ready? This is gonna be called festival shit. All right, festival shit and the shit that goes into festival season. Okay, festival season, if you don't know, is the season during the year where everybody has festivals, from major companies to independent promoters to people to schools to it being for major holidays, Juneteenth, Pride, etc. There's a million and zillion festivals that happen in the summertime. And what exactly is a festival? What's the difference between a festival and a regular outdoor event, a barbecue of such? A festival is huge for one. And even if it's small, still has a couple of main factors. It's usually free and sometimes it's paid, but most of the time it's free and you have to pay for the things that the vendors have, and the vendors have to pay to be there. And there's some reason that they're having it. It's either a fundraiser or it's to promote a culture of some sort or things like that. So you could usually walk in, but sometimes it's ticketed. Sometimes it's ticketed. It's a ticketed thing, but it's huge. It's usually on grass. It's usually live music. It's usually performers. Some have celebrities, but a lot of the times it has festivals and you can get funnel cakes from 10 different people at these things, right? Kind of like a circus, but without the rides, okay? So it's not a fair. A fair is different. They have rides. So festival season is very unique because people make money off of it, people make money with it. And for us, security companies, we make our money by being security at these festivals. So there's so much that goes into festival season. I think that it needs to be inside of the podcast. I just don't feel like I could have a podcast without talking about it. So we're about to run through some stuff today. Are you ready, Sade? Because
I was born ready.
so this is Sade's first festival season, technically, right? Have you done festivals
Yes.
before this year?
No.
Okay, so I've been doing festivals probably since 2020. Um, Events is kind of the niche of my company. So I started going after festivals I want maybe not 2020, but I would say 2021, 2022-ish because of COVID. So it was originally the plan to go after it in 2020, but obviously everything shut down. So oh, sorry guys, we on site and somebody's dog is dying apparently. Sorry for everybody that loves
And that
dogs,
was life or death. So let's
but
go
it
into.
sounded like the dog was dying. Sorry to everybody. No animal cruelty on the show, but that sounded like somebody stepped on the dog's tail. Anyway, all right. So let's just start. Let's start with the beginning of festival season. So because it is a new festival season and we have come into partnership to staff different festivals, we're doing a lot of interviewing. We're doing a lot of interviewing, right? I mean, we plan on doing a few interviews when we jump off this podcast. I'm gonna leave it to you. What is your experience with interviewing? Give your first three interview tips right now to the people watching that come to the top of your dome. Think of all the dumb stuff that has been done and said. Cause I got mine.
I've been waiting for this.
Okay.
So one of the things is read. Okay, reading is fundamental. Don't
Mm.
just look at what you think is important. Read whatever the correspondence is in its entirety. Read, read, read. Again, whether this interview, the second thing, whether the interview is in person or Zoom, please dress accordingly. It's an interview. It don't matter. Dress accordingly. Even if you sitting down so it's from the waist up, put you a little button up on. If you don't have a button up, put you a plain t-shirt, something presentable, but don't come with ski mask on because
I'm sorry.
I'm
Did
not
somebody come ski mask?
I'm not going to talk about anything that I have not encountered. So don't the ski mask and
Hey,
for the young folk
if you on here and you the man that came on there with the ski mask, come on and be a guest. Tap in. Tap in. Go ahead. Go ahead.
and for the young folk, ski mask, the shiesties, please don't. I don't care if it's just over top of your head. And another thing, wearing any type of head garments now, if it's for religion, understand it. But you coming in with the scullies on, with the ski mask at the top, or with the hoods up, completely up, hoods up. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Another thing is,
Is this number three
this is going to be number three.
or this is 2.5?
I'm gonna take it at number three because I don't wanna spend too much time because I could spend days on this.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Stabilize yourself, and when I say stabilize yourself,
Hmm.
please, even if you're using a phone, which a lot of people are using their phones when they're interviewing, please don't be walking around. I shouldn't see your kitchen in the background, and then the next 2 seconds I see the bathroom. I shouldn't be seeing all of this. You find you
Yeah.
one set area.
We
You
don't want
set
to
your
do your
phone up.
chores with you.
Just
If
stop.
if you schedule the interview, schedule the interview where you can sit down. Why I gotta watch you walk through your bedroom and your bathroom? Now I'm judging you on your house. And do you really want to be judged on your house?
Now,
I digress.
I'm not judgmental. You gotta get a roof over your head. That's cool. You know, but please just have a seat. Even if you don't sit down, stand and stay stable. Cause I get a little dizzy. I get a little motion sick sometimes. So just be stable. So that's my only three. It's
Okay,
not the
so
only ones, but that's the three that
so
I'm gonna
so
get.
what you wear, not wearing shiesties and hoodies over your head. Hoodies is fine, but hoodie over your head. But if you follow the first one, shouldn't have that problem for the second one. That's the problem. Y'all not following the first rule. Y'all come in any old kind of way, and then we having a problem with what you wearing on your head, over your face, da 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 da. Now we've had a couple people that was at work, and so they wore what they had to wear at that time.
But guess what? They were sitting still and they were still prepared. I'm fine with that. They were
Oh,
still prepared.
we got a comment. We got some comments. Hold on. We got a comment. Will said facts, but somebody said, I hope I say your name right. Somebody said hygiene. Now I don't really know about hygiene as far as
Now you know that now you know how I feel about hygiene.
yeah, but at the interview virtually, have you had any problems with people's
No,
visual hygiene
Yes.
I know you had. That's why I was waiting for you to answer the question.
Yes. So we don't really we don't really dig into virtual hygiene, but we've had some issues. But I am big. When I say big, I'm big on hygiene to the point where you will get sent home
Mm,
if you smell in any type of way. Like you looking, no, you look the part, you smell the part. People going to treat you as such.
yeah.
But not to
So
get
if
off
you
topic.
stinky, I'm gonna treat you like you stinky.
Right.
See, that's what she was saying, but that's how I interpreted it.
No, seriously, like me, I I might not be the biggest. I ain't gonna tell you how tall I really am. I might not be the biggest, but when I put that on, put my uniform on, I got my gear on. I'm six
Six
five.
foot. I knew it.
Can't nobody
She
tell me
said
different.
6'5". I said 6 foot.
And
She
guess
went.
what? I'm not a disrespectful person. I don't get out of line. I don't use my authority to try to intimidate people. It's solely off of appearance. And then in the way that I talk to people, I am an excellent de-escalator. So appearance is everything, and I can attest to that. I for 100% fact, I can attest to that. But showing up to an interview and I can tell that your hygiene is off, and not just by smell, just appearance. It's make sure
All right.
a little chapstick goes a long way. A little
Uh,
Vaseline.
okay. All right. I'm gonna do my three, but let me jump in on the back end of this one. So visual hygiene. My hair not always done, but if you know your hair not done and you know when your interview is, maybe you should get it done. Now, I'm not want to tell you what to do with your money, but even if you got a hat on because your hair not done, you probably should say, "I'm really thankful that you guys took an interview with me. Just wanted to say I apologize about my hat. My hair's not done. And guess what? I'm gonna be like, cool. Probably didn't want to see your naps anyway, and I'm gonna move on. I'm not even gonna think about your hat no more. But if you don't communicate, I'm just thinking that you got a hat on and you're not properly dressed for the interview. But if you come on saying, hey, look, y'all hit me on a Tuesday, it's Wednesday, I don't get my hair cut till Friday. Like that's life. That's life. Sorry. But you need to communicate that stuff. That's big for me because I don't really care if there's an explanation. If I'm being told, it makes me care less because now I'm in the pool of understanding why you have this on. Still not talking about uh what do they call it? Ski mask and stuff. I'm talking about like if you're trying to cover your hat. Like you see this widow's peak? My grandmother gave this to me. Now I'm pretty confident in it, but I did throw the hat on. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so that communication when it comes to what I'm seeing visually should go a long way. Somebody who's wearing something. I'm at work right now. I couldn't change. Okay, that makes me know that you value my thoughts and my time and your presence of what you have on because you're communicating that. That's just me. I don't know. Is that how it makes you feel, Sade?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I am
Yeah,
very empathetic.
yeah. And I'm not. So
And
I
it's
think that
kind
was
of
very
weird.
empathetic of me. So I'm proud of myself. I'm gonna tell my therapist. All right. So that and interviewing and speech. I use slang.
Mm.
I am a cusser. I'm a sailor. I'm a sailor. But when I have to be certain, I hang out with my pastor. I'm not saying ass titties with my pastor. You need to get in the room that you're in, read it, figure it out, and adjust accordingly. There's a lot of jokes online about code switching and none of that. I'm not asking you to not be yourself, but I'm not even asking people to dim their light. I'm asking you to read the room and be accordingly. You can be yourself without being vulgar, without being disrespectful, without being unprofessional. Now, if you're just unprofessional as a whole, and that's just who you are, then okay, but you can still cussing, slang words don't nobody understand. That's common sense stuff. If you say, well, oh my God. If if you call a firearm something other than a firearm in front of a police officer, a firearm instructor, and a security agency owner, then you're gonna look stupid to them. Now you might know not all the terms. You may not know all the terms, but if you're calling it a street name in front of a professional, A firearm professional. That's not the way. And if you can't respect the person you're talking to enough to understand that, that's what I see. You might see an accident. Oh, my bad. That's what I call it all the time. Well, you're not talking to who you talk to all the time. I'm not one of your homeboys. So now I feel that you don't respect me enough to kind of step your game up. See, you might see it on the outskirts as just, oh, my bad, I say it all the time. I just forgot to. But on my end, I'm seeing it as disrespect. Not deep disrespect, but disrespect as in you don't respect me enough to better yourself in that moment. That I sincerely think that. Like, I'm looking at you and you got to think, like, first of all, I'm short. Okay, so I got this. I got the Napoleon syndrome. I'm a female. I'm gay. I'm a CEO. So I got a lot of reasons why men act stupid towards me. So when you do something that hits my radar, that's written in stone on your file in my mind. Like he couldn't even say the firearm instead of saying something he picked off the streets of DC or the streets of Baltimore. Like it just felt, it feels like now can I trust you to be in front of a client? Can I trust you to be in front of a customer? Can I trust you to do that? Are you going to make people uncomfortable? Think about that the next time you say something super slang, super culturally tied to something that could be a lifesaver or a life taker when you're talking to somebody. I think that's probably my biggest thing because that's what I've seen lately. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. But that's what I've seen lately in these younger people really not understanding that this is an interview. It may be unorthodox money making season. You got that, Reem. What about mental? M- mental
Mental what?
what, Tavon? Because that is Sade's thing.
He said a mental.
But as in interviewing, I'm not going to touch too much on people's mental on the interview, maybe after the fact. But as far as mental for me in the interviewing process, I think somebody commented and said, "What about mental?" I don't know if it was to the interviewing process or not. But if it's about interviewing process, my part on that would be: do you look exhausted? Are you comprehending? And these are two different spectrums of mental. Are you looking exhausted? Are you comprehending what we're saying? Are you high? So
Have them
there's
elaborate on that question.
yeah, I asked them, but when they comment back,
Okay.
yeah, because I don't know what it was to.
Okay. Okay.
But if it was for mental for me, that's what I'm looking for because I don't think a 15-minute interview is really gonna give me too much about their mental, except for this gonna lead me into the next thing. I'm understanding about your mental. If you are committing a crime and you are telling me why you should be able to continue to commit the crime, I know that mentally you ain't all there, brother, because you don't even get it. You don't comprehend it, you don't get it, and you really believe in what you're doing. So to me, mentally, you're not where I need somebody to be that's going to work on my team. And I'll elaborate because I'm Jazz. So we have people who everybody knows, that's why all these new laws are being passed. We have people who work security without licenses. We have people who work armed security without gun licenses. We have people who do all these things. Fine, you ain't doing it over here. Okay, and I'm assuming you ain't doing it for point guard. So you ain't doing it for point guard and you ain't doing it for after hours. So if you ain't doing it for neither one of us, then why are you coming over here interviewing? And then when we interview you and we challenge you on that, you're looking at us like we do. Well, where does it say that you can't da 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 da? I'm gonna give you an example. An officer with a vest that says armed security during the interview. Then he switches it, sends a picture of the same vest, and now the patch just says security, but does not have a gun permit and does not have a guard car. So the armed security was wrong. Security was wrong. Baby boy, let me get a little closer. You event staff, big dog. That's it. You the staff of the event.
Tap
Inventing
me
the
in.
staffing.
Tap me in.
I'm tapping you in right now. Just go. Just take it.
Because asking those questions is crazy. Asking why can't I wear this or why can't my vest say this? What do we have? Police impersonators, right?
Mm.
Same difference in security. you will get charged the same way a police impersonator gets charged. You are wearing a vest that says armed security. You're not armed, you're not security, you're impersonator. You're going to go to jail. If you're wearing a firearm and you have absolutely no credentials, you're going to jail. I don't care if you are a person that could potentially obtain their firearm licenses. You don't have your qualifications. You don't have your license. So then you'll go to jail for brandishing. And depending on how a person views that, if they say, oh, this person did X, Y, and Z, let's say you're working in the capacity of security, which you're not licensed, and you're throwing somebody out of a bar or a lounge, because that's typically where the people that aren't licensed are working. You throw somebody out. Now, this person said they fear for their life. Oh, they fear for their life? And you had a firearm? Oh, you just trumped up your charges to a first degree assault, and you have no license, you have no leg to stand on. So that is why. That is why, and it's not even do what you want. But when you're working with us, we're going to protect us, and then we're going to protect the team too. But at the end of the day, you're not paying for what we paying for. It's not going to fall on you. It's going to fall on us. But best believe, if I'm telling you what the right thing to do is, and you want to go against the grain, one, you're not working. Two, if you find your way to slide through the cracks and the crevices, that's on you. You won't have to fall on that sword, because it's not happening, Captain.
I paid too much in renewals to the state, in insurance to the world, and taxes to the state and the federal government for me to let you, who one don't even want to listen to me, come in and tear down what I built. What he say? What he say on Snowfall? I built this brick by brick. You're not taking a brick, bruh. Because if I need you to protect me, guess what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna protect me. So I'm not doing it. And I use that example because I'm not the only one. Here goes my next thing. That was the lack of credentials, right? That was wearing stuff and having the lack of credentials. Also the mental health. He said that that was basically what he was asking. How do in interviews? How are we screening mental health? So you want to touch on that before I touch on my next thing?
Um, we don't really screen for mental health per se, because we're not judging off your mental health, but I do dig into mental health because
I
I'm
am
big on
judging.
it. I am big on mental health. I'm big on being burned out. I'm big on coming to work and you're not in the right mental state. I want you to be good, because when you're working, I don't want you to be a liability to the company or to yourself. So that is a big thing for me. I don't mind you saying, hey, I got a schedule for the rest of the week. My mind is not right. That's fine. I'd rather you take the time off than to come on site because you're trying to get a quick dollar, or you burnt yourself out. You don't work 2 weeks straight, 10 hours plus. Not that I'm letting you do that, but just giving a scenario. You done worked all these hours 2 weeks straight. Now you're burnt out. So now that's messing with your mental. You might not really have anything
Hmm.
personal going on, but your burnout is messing with your mental. You falling asleep, you missing things, you're becoming complacent. That is one of the most deadly things. Complacency. Like, that will kill you. Like, don't get caught lacking. That's just what it is. So yes, so I do go over those things. I even have wellness days with my team, and that's just kind of going over certain things, seeing where everybody's mental is. How can I help? I've recently onboarded like a mental professional, and I do have a clinician or a crisis officer come in and offer resources and things of that nature. So I'm big on that, and I'm big on that because in my tenure, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot, and we have these resources, but you don't have that person that's saying, "Hey, let's talk right now, today." It's more so, if you need it, we got it. No, it's not if you need it, we got it with me. You gonna get it. It's not everybody needs it, so it's not the this is not a necessity. It's a necessity for everybody, even myself. So yeah, that's my take on mental health.
Hmm. Hope that was good, Tavon. I think that one. What's up, wifey? What's up, Olar? What's up, Evans Security Services? Um. So yeah. So to tie into the stop impersonating, the thing I think. Sade said is that if you're able to get the credentials, it's still not good enough until you get the credentials. But let's tap into the fact that you're able to get the credentials. Why don't you just get the credentials? Okay. All right. But the second part of that is people who have lots of credentials. Let's talk about that. So I have twofold issues. I have people who have every single credential that you can get in the District of Columbia and then come and want to work here. Probably 2 years ago, we can get away with that. All right, because it tells me you have experience, you have training. So cool. But now with this governor, with these state police, it doesn't matter about your experience or that you took the training because what they want to know is did you do it here? Do you have the licenses here? District of Columbia, DC, Washington, D.C. That is not Maryland. I don't care if it only took you 30 minutes. It is two separate places, two different entities, not the same state. I don't even know what Washington, D.C. is. So you cannot use your credentials for there for here. Okay? And it's not me saying that you are not good enough. It's me saying that you need the proper things that need to be on paper, on files, and in writing. That's as simple as it is. It's a money grab, but it ain't my problem because it ain't my rule. But what we're going to do is follow the rules of the state. And they say you need a guard card, and they say you need a gun license for Maryland State. Maryland does not care if you got a gun license in all, whatever, how many states? 49 states. They do not see other gun licenses. They do not care. They do not have reciprocity. They don't care. Now, that's the first one because I've had several DC people. You're allowed to work if you're going to be event staff. And I can go over the difference of that. Event staff is basically the support to the security staff, to the armed security staff. We're supporting the event, and you're supporting our teams, okay? Simple as that. You're not armed. You don't have any mace. You don't have any OC. You don't have any baton. You don't have any handcuffs. Your shirt say event staff. You don't have any security stuff at all. Okay, so a lot of people have been applying for the event staff stuff, but buying stuff that says security. Love the ambition, but you have to sit in what you are at the moment. Okay, we have to stay where we are. Respect the level you on. Breathe in that energy and then level up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so then the second part of that is let's touch on these SPOs. Please, God, y'all not police. Ugh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Let's touch on these SPOs.
You too loud. You too loud.
Y'all still the same niggas y'all was yesterday. No, for real though. Like y'all get these SPO licenses and y'all wilding out. And I love that for y'all that y'all got these licenses and y'all took more training. I'm all about training. You know that. And I love that for y'all. And I respect the hustle. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't come over here with it because what y'all don't understand is they be policing more than the actual police. Okay, Reem, I see you was on Instagram, then you tapped into the actual live. I love that for you. Y'all be policing more than the actual police. Go to the academy, sis, bruh. Go to the academy. There's a lot of them, and they post every day. They need you. They need young men and women to come on through. Okay, so let me break this down so I don't sound like a complete hater because I am a hater. But let me fix that a little. The bottom line is that is a separate license than your guard card. And I think a lot of y'all think that y'all are actually sworn in officers and that because their stuff trumps things, yours do as well. If I asked you for your wear and carrying your guard card and you say to me, oh, I have a SPO. One, if it's for DC, it doesn't matter. Okay, if it's for DC, it doesn't matter. Two, for the Maryland SPO, because they just passed that law, people are taking y'all money left and right, and you're giving it to them, honey. Okay, you're buying their kids' college tuition, $500-$600 to get your SPO. Here's the kicker: you are not a SPO at any point in time during your day unless you're on a designated SPO site. And I think that's where the ball gets dropped in these training classes. I will speak no names because I don't do the trade. But they give you this license. You go ahead, you do all the things you need to do. And now you're just walking around like, I'm an SPO, I'm an SPO. If you work for me at a festival and you have an SPO license, you are not an SPO at that festival. You want to know why? It's not because Jasmine's a hater, which I am. It's because that site is not an SPO designated site. See, on the business side of this, we as owners have to submit our contract to be an SPO designated site, which means we are allowed to employ special police officers. There has to be certain uniforms, there has to be certain patches, there has to be certain insurance. So just because you have that in your pocket doesn't mean you are SPO at that moment. Sade, if I say anything wrong, let me know.
You see, I'm just shaking my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
The police are the police all the motherfucking time. That's it. Y'all don't have that same. Y'all don't even have the same laws to protect you from that. The police are the police all the time. They have one set of badges, one set of credentials. Special police have a second set, which is basically an elevated security guard that has detainment and arrest at that site. You don't have a vehicle that takes you to any downtown. You don't have a vehicle that you can transport. You don't even transport the people, right? They don't transport. You have arrest powers. I can't really go into the extent because I haven't read through because I don't plan on having a site for that. But you have arrest powers at that moment, at that time, and at that place that is a designated. Hold on, somebody made a comment. Let's see. It says SPO. Stop telling us CP agents. What? Tell me what a CP is. CP agents. We can't carry firearms in y'all venues. We are licensed professionals and not rookies. What is? What is? Tell me, Reem. What CP stand for the folks? Yeah. So you can't do that. So for somebody who's trying to work the festivals, you still need a guard card and you still need to wear and carry. Okay, because you cannot be an armed security guard just because you're a SPO. Now, the part I don't know about, which you guys are welcome to call Maryland State Police about, is if you have an SPO, do you still need a wear and carry? My senses is yes, because it's two separate things. It's not like a Baltimore City, Baltimore County police officer who will be able to carry on their regular basis because it all encompasses each other. That's not the case for you guys. And I really want you guys to stop it. I want you to stop it because you're going to go to jail. And you see, Sade is not even jumping in. She's not even jumping in because it's true. But y'all really have some sort of thought process, Sade. Y'all really have some sort of thought process that you think you're kind of above, and maybe the pay will be. But if you're not sponsored by a company that's doing it, or um, if you're not sponsored by a company that has you on an actual SPO site, then you're just somebody with an SPO license but not active police. Uh,
Freelance.
Right, and you can't freelance SPO.
Can't freelance security either.
And you definitely can't freelance security.
Get into it. Get into it because I've been. What is freelance? Because people. I'm gonna jump into it.
Honestly, this
Freelancing.
whole subject, right, is really stupid. I think that you should be able, let me say this carefully. I think that as somebody with a guard card, you should be able to work for whoever you want. I do think that you should be able to be 1099 at places that you're only working for a day, 2 seconds, 4 hours. I think that. I do believe that. Now, here's the caveat to that. If you're going to be a 1099 or you're going to work for a restaurant that doesn't hire an agency or something like that, then you have to be legally liable for everything that happens. You need to carry your own insurance. You need to carry your own this, that, and the third. When something happens, they need to be suing you. You need to be going to jail. But I believe that about police officers. I think that the state or the city or whatever should not be paying for lawsuits. If you did something wrong, that lawsuit should be coming out of pension or your ass. That's my thought process. So I always think that people should be held accountable for what they do. Now, in reality, on the company side, companies are no longer allowed to 1099 people, right? Very inconvenient, very expensive, very stupid in my opinion. I just don't understand it. I guess I think they're trying to cut down on incidents for individuals out here moving and grooving and doing their own thing. Y'all club dudes, y'all hookah bar dudes, y'all after hours dudes, not after hours me, but after hours you. That you're the problem. The bars, the things like that, the people hiring just a big black guy in a t-shirt, like it's giving y'all the problem. And yeah, but I do think that people should be able to make money. That I don't know, Shai. What do you think about that? I think people should be able to make money. I think people should be accountable.
I
1099 is tricky to me, but
I think that it's just a way for people to generate money and
mhm.
kind of control. Is That's just what it is. Point blank. Period. It's a control thing. Um, for Because then you got to dig into, okay, if I can freelance, what is stopping me from going to a corporate building and just working straight for them as security, opposed to being hired by a security agency and basically just cutting out the middleman. I'm gonna go
So I
straight.
guess I don't agree with freelancing then.
Right.
I do agree with being able to be 1099 for a company, but I don't
Yes.
agree with freelancing.
Yes.
Individuals going in getting contracts just themselves, no insurance, no supervision, just a guard card. That's what freelancing is. Okay.
Now, even with the bars and the crazy thing is, it's much more of a liability to work in those bars and those after hour spots and those hookah lounges. It's much more of a liability. So we I don't even know why you would want to freelance. I mean, I know a lot of people just like it's quick money. I get paid at the end of the night.
Hmm.
Yeah, all money not good money, and you will soon realize that because it's going to get ugly before it gets pretty. So if you are working like at a hookah lounge or something, and you know for a fact that you're not working under an employer, you're working directly for that hookah lounge or that after hour spot, just put a bug in their ear. Hey, listen, I think you should hire a company, and then in turn have that company hire all of their bouncers. Now, some companies don't want that risk. Some companies don't want that headache.
Me, I'm
I
that
know I
company.
don't. I don't care. Like I've
I've
even
had
friends.
several clubs hit me up or several people who were freelancing to do that smart move, and I'm just like,
I just feel like
nah.
alcohol and guns just don't mix.
And if we don't, even if we're doing straight bouncer and we not, because bouncers, I want y'all to know, when the bouncer stuff started in the 80s and there was no guns. They didn't have guns. They just had bellies, shoulders, arms. So, and that goes to him. What he just said right here on this comment to when you was talking, Sade. He said, let me show it on the stream. He said, freelance security just because you were a high school linebacker and someone sees some type of security in you doesn't mean you are a licensed professional security guard, or it doesn't mean that you are a licensed agency.
Now, it is a caveat to that. So
Tell me.
you and it's not freelancing per se, but a business, let's say like Green Turtle, they can hire a security guard or they can put somebody in a security shirt on their premises, but they can't be armed. But it's kind of like, I guess, like
But they have it's a thing that they give restaurants. It's something that they pay for. It's
yes, they
something.
are basically on their books. They are
Yeah,
under their
it's like
insurance
in
and
house.
everything.
It's
Yes,
in house
yes,
security.
yes,
So
and
you're
that's
still
totally
working for
different.
Green Turtle,
Yes, yes,
but as a Green Turtle employee.
yes,
So it's still not
yes,
freelancing.
Yes.
because you work for the turtle.
Yes. You're
You
not
didn't
working
just walk
directly
up
for
to
a
the.
security company, but you're doing security for them. So
Hmm.
that is the. But
But
they
they
not
not
paying
paying
you
you
cash
cash
at
at
the
the
end
end
of
of
the
the
night.
night. Freelancing is when you're not on nobody's books. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
When you're not on nobody's whatever.
Just under the table.
Just under the table. Just
Just
under the
under the
table.
table.
Now I'm in security business, so I'm not gonna downplay under the table too much. I'm not gonna say under the table's too bad. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no hypocrite. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But
I
y'all be
think they
getting us
should
in
be.
trouble, man.
I do think that freelancing is bad. Yes. Am I jumping down people's neck? Don't freelance. Don't. You're your own person. It's your own free will. You do what you
But you're
want.
gonna go to jail
But
like that dude who threw that white boy head through the window.
Dad, I'm gonna give you free game and let you know these are the consequences that you could possibly, encounter. But do as you may. But you're not gonna do it. You, I can't even say that. I was about to say you're not gonna do it with me. I probably got people on the team that freelance. But you can't. What you can't do is say, "Oh, I work for Point Guard," because
If
when it
you're
hits the fan,
actively
if you
freelancing.
freelancing, so don't be at Norma's. Not that I don't think I got nobody working
Woo.
for me, but I'm just using Norma's. Don't be at Norma's and you get into something, then you say, they come and ask you, "Oh, who is your employer?" "Oh, I work for Point Guard,"
Mm-hmm.
because
Let's
when
talk
they
about
call
that.
me, I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't have a contract with Norma's." Like you gonna have to take that up with Norma's and that person. Like, yeah, that's right. I'm gonna have your back until you put me in a sticky situation. Then no, no. If you let me know ahead of time, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. All right, cool. Because I might just say, just do your thing, leave me out of it. But no, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Um, to that point, as an owner, you need to get a very close relationship with MSP. It's good to be on a good side with different people in different departments of MSP, knowing what's going on, feeding information, all these kinds of things, because you can know ahead of time what's coming down the pipeline, what the new changes are going to be, what the expectations are, because they change stuff sometimes and they do not put out memos, bro. They tell you when you violated and you didn't know, just like PIs didn't used to have to be W-2 employees. And then all of a sudden, PIs had to be W-2 employees, which doesn't make sense to me because if I give
Control.
somebody a PI license, they should be able to go work cases. They should be able to go work other places, not have to work under me. Because what if I don't have work for them? That's not fair. I don't like stunting people's growth or money. I don't like that. But all right, we pretty much got into interviewing. I touched on the SPO. I have on here that I wanted to talk about some stuff that was happening at the festival so far. I wanted to talk about that. But the last little thing that's a tip that I wanted to talk about was leg holsters and wearing things that go well with your size, your body, things like that. Not only pants and shirts and what are you laughing at, Reem? Not only pants and shirts. Let's check out Instagram before I get into this next subject. 'Cause I can't see their comments. Sorry, y'all. So okay.
I appreciate y'all tuning in. Well, we
Somebody,
appreciate y'all tuning in.
yeah. Somebody said appreciate y'all getting on talking about this. Um, so let's talk about leg holsters. I've had an incident at a festival where the stage collapsed. The officer kind of fell off stage underneath ish. Okay, it was two people, and somebody in the midst of the chaos came up from behind that officer. Now remember, they're pinned down by pieces of the stage. Came from behind that officer and tried to pull their firearm out of their leg holster. Now you got to think about something. If I'm pinned and my gun is on my hip, the gun is probably pinned with me, right? We're pinned together. We as one. But if I'm pinned and my gun is all the way down my thigh next to my kneecap, then the kneecap is probably hanging out or is separated from me, right? Somebody tried to steal his gun right off his hip, and he could not reach to fight back. And luckily, another officer saw that and banged him in the back of the head. But anyway, that was before use of force had to be reported. No, banged him in the back of the head, like get off his gun. Like what's wrong with you? This is a lot of stuff going on right now. And this is what you decided to do. So I don't learn your gear. I don't like leg holsters on certain people at certain times. Leg holsters are cool. I know they look good. I know it makes you look very much like SWAT, Shamar Moore. Okay, I understand that. But you need to train with that. You need to be able to fit it. Do you got long legs? Do you got short legs? Do you have a long torso? These kind of things really matter when it comes to the gear that you buy. Can you reach it? Can you pull it? Me, I'm short, right? So if something is on my thigh, I feel like it's a little too close to my hand. I might fumble unless I practice with it. I think about that kind of stuff. Now to my heavier set men and women. You don't need no thigh holster. 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 Okay? Because you got to think about the time that it's going to take for you to get to your thigh holster if somebody was trying to snatch it and to run after that person, right? Because your body weight is good in a lot of scenarios. Your style of body is good in a lot of scenarios. Stop putting yourself in scenarios that your body weight is not for, that your height is not for, that your size is not for, that your ability is not for. That's my rant. Stop asking me if you can wear leg holsters if you can't function with a leg holster in reality in the midst of a situation. Think about that before you ask.
They think it look good.
It look good,
They
but
see
it's
it on
not
TV.
functional for everybody. And a lot of y'all wear your leg holsters too far down. A lot of y'all is on your kneecap like a brace, and it's not. And then some of y'all cutting off your circulation to your balls. But I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, you have anything like no? All right, we're gonna go to the next
No,
subject.
no.
We're gonna go to the next subject then. So we've teamed up and we're doing festivals, but we also have teamed up to do Secure Academy. So Secure Academy is a online training community, but before it was an online training community, it was also a program that I used to throw extravagant parties for, to have fundraisers for. And this year we're doing it as an active program, so you get to see and hear the press release first. So lucky you. What do you do? Okay, Dar's passing out because blood stopped flowing. I'm about to block you. um Here is the official press release. We're releasing it right here today on here. Hopefully, y'all can see the screen because I shared it with you. For immediate release, After Hours and Point Guard Security. After Hours Security and Point Guard Security launched Secure Academy Festival Initiative to support workforce development and event safety. Baltimore, Maryland, April. May 2026, After Hours Security, in partnership with Point Guard Security, is proud to announce the launch of its Secure Academy initiative, a workforce development and community impact program designed to support young adults while enhancing safety at major public events across Maryland. From May, actually started in April, shout out to us. From May through October 2026, the companies will provide professional security services and more than 11 large scale and small scale festivals and community events, including community events. Each event will be staffed by trained officers wearing newly designed sponsor supported uniforms. We'll talk about that in a second. Transforming every development deployment into a visibility platform for both safety and community partnership. At the core of this initiative, Secure Academy, I'll tell you what that stands for in a second, a program dedicated to equipping individuals ages 18 to 25, and sometimes we let the little older ones come because y'all be needing it, with the tools needing to succeed in the security industry. Participants receive access to industry and state training and certifications, uniform and equipment support, job placement opportunities, and career development pathways. This initiative is about more than security, it's about creating access and opportunity. said Jasmine Lee. That's me. Founder of After Hours Security. We're building a pipeline for young adults to enter the workforce with real skills, real certifications, and real job opportunities, while also ensuring our communities are safe during high traffic events. I ain't reading the rest, but we're going to drop that press release between today and tomorrow on our platforms. We'll be talking to some news. So if you're watching on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all that, and you're part of any podcast, any news outlet, any TV show outlet, whatever it is, do a post every week for something and it gets traction, holla at us because we do want to get the word out. We already have deployed some of our Secure Academy members. I think he was 22, 21. So shout out to Titus. We have somebody who just entered today. So we're providing polos. Our sponsors get their logos on the actual polo. And again, that polo will be worn from the festivals now to October. We also have other stuff. We have sponsorship packets. So if you want that, you can hit us at hello at afterhoursecurity.com. Get a sponsorship packet sent directly to you. Me and Sade will guide you through the process to become a sponsor. What's our first sponsor's name? The
Art and
print
hustle.
Art of Hustle Printing.
Hearts and hustle.
Hearts and Hustle. They do printing. They do all kinds of stuff. They are actually going to do our shirts. So shout out to her. Shout out to them for coming on and supporting. And obviously, Sade is the first partner of Secure Academy. Been doing it for about 2 years out of pocket. I give away free training every year. I take people to figure out how to wear suits. Macy's hates to see me coming because we ask a lot of questions. I get them measured, all kinds of stuff because you can't just throw people in this industry and expect them to know things. Most of the people that are really good in this industry do not have military background. Some of them do not have police background, but they're hungry, ready to learn, ready to work, and reliable. So we take those people and we mold them. So thanks for Sade to seeing that vision as well and coming aboard that.
Thank you for
So
having me. Oh.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So that's what we got. We got Secure Academy. And basically, they're going to be working all of our festivals. We have placement for everybody that comes through Secure Academy. Everybody that's event staff, they're going through a Secure Academy and they're getting free guard cards. They're also getting paid to work the festivals. So it's not like it's like trade for trade. No, I'm still paying you and you're still getting free training. I mean, can't say we ain't never give you nothing. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So if you see us on the street, go and buy me a cigar because I'm out here for the community and whatnot. And then what else we got? How do you think the festivals that we have done so far? Um, Somebody said can't beat that. Moco, um, leading up to it. Hosanna leading up to their big event, and then the tattoo convention, which you weren't at, but we uh we did that this weekend. So
Yes.
what do you think? What do you think of those things that you have experienced?
Um, you talking about as far as like deployment
I
or?
mean, either anything, any subject.
Um, I think I think it
How's
went
festival
well.
season going? How's deployment going?
I think it's going well. Between Secure Academy, between After Hours, between Point Guard, everybody's just kind of like jumping in. Everybody's jumping in, getting in where they fit in. Am I good now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you the whole time.
No, somebody in the chat said, "Sure, you're loud and slow."
Oh, it's low on purpose, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, it's low
um,
on purpose so that we don't feedback off of the actual program. If you guys want to jump on the actual podcast, you can look at any of our stories. We got the link up. Anything Instagram. I am Jazz's CEOs in our stories. Y'all could jump in here and your comments can be shown up here.
I think just people just being willing to jump in at any given time. Like I feel like that's a good part of it. The only thing is, I don't know if you want to get into it
I want to get into whatever you want to get into.
about payment.
What's
Like
up?
just if you hire somebody, somebody does the work, you got to make sure you got your payments squared away. Whether you have it, when you don't have it, you don't know which avenue you want to send it through. You got to, it's just about being professional. So we're all professionals. Not saying that we all know everything all the time, but when it comes to money, you know how you are with your money. Everybody knows how they are with their money. Once they do something, once they work, they want to get paid. So when we
Mm-hmm.
work, we want to get paid. Not even us per se, but we want to make sure that we paying our team out because
Mm-hmm.
they did the job.
Yeah.
So
So usually, for those of you who are new to like Sade, those of you who are new to ownership, you should probably get your money beforehand. I usually get my money beforehand. Sometimes it's late deployment, which means they ask you to deploy the week of, and you can't get everything together in that time. Plus, you want to make sure you have the staff, so you don't want to take the money ahead of time. So it might be a little bit, but if you can plan for it, make sure your client pays you beforehand. And not that we had a client that didn't pay, we did have a client who couldn't figure out how they were going to pay. It went from check to Zelle to do you got Venmo? Do you got Cash App? To no, I don't have that. We having to send it through another person and then get in to Zelle each other and then do. So to avoid all that, talk about that ahead of time. Let's see. Somebody said I'm dealing with this now with a new client. Yeah, it's definitely common. I mean, people play with money every day, all the time.
yeah,
It's definitely common, but for you to protect yourself with that, get half up front. And if it's a big project, get enough to cover your payroll so you're not coming out of payroll for that project. That's my like number one advice when it comes to getting paid. And then if you guys are event people or people throwing the festival, stop working that out last minute. Know how you're gonna pay your vendors, when you're gonna pay your vendors, how. I got a text right now on my phone like, hey, I got a check for you May 9th in the morning. Have your officer pick it up before they start. Because you got to train the people on how to work with you. Because I won't even put a boot on the ground unless I got my money. So this particular time, I think we were lenient with the new client, and once we were lenient with him, he almost didn't get us back because we was like, it's like 11 o'clock. Where the money at? But I think some people are also overwhelmed with the size of what they're
yes,
doing, and for some reason, security always gets thrown to the side. Like I feel like people book security last minute. I feel like people pay for security last minute and don't value, like they do value it because they know they need it, but then they don't value it because they don't be on contract, they don't be on time with payments, or they book it so late that the security doesn't have time to really be involved in the planning. Like, what does a traffic cone look like? So so I do. I think people got to learn how to take security more seriously as a client. If you're going to be a client and you're going to run an event, you need it. In the city of Baltimore, you have to have security on your event permit. So that should add value right there. You can't even get your permit for your event without a security team. If it wasn't important, then that wouldn't be a rule. So,
but for clients to value, you also have to value yourself. So don't just go for anything. Like, don't let anybody tell you the sky is blue when you know it's purple. Like, no, you stand for something to fall for anything. Don't. Mm-mm. And if you feel like it's wrong and it don't feel right, move on to the next one. Like I said before, all money not good money.
all
It's
money, not
okay.
good money. They know who I'm
Yeah.
talking to. All money, not good money. So if you ain't coming back to the table with the right, I don't want you.
Oh
We
man.
really got stories for days. We just don't want to tell nobody business for real. We not that tight.
Tap into the academy though. Y'all got
Tap
some
into the
classes
academy,
going on.
definitely. All right, so that was one. So for me, we just did a convention and we had a sign up that was like one of those standing posters, and we had somebody react. that I've like in a way I've never seen anybody react before. Um, Basically, somebody walked by and was like, "Oh shit, what the hell is this?" And it was just a sign. Literally, I wish I could show you a picture of the sign, but it's just a stand-up sign that says "After Our Security, Our Certifications." It's a picture of me. If you go to my website, I'm on there, locking a door, and I happen to be standing there, and I'm like watching this whole thing, and then another person comes out, and he was like, "What? What's wrong?" And then she points at the sign, and then he goes, "Oh my god." Oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I really don't understand what's happening. So I'm letting it play out. And then they go, before you get mad, let's go talk to who's in charge. And I go, hey, I don't know how to whistle. So I had to snap. Hey, come over here. I said, it's my sign. What is it that you need? I said, I'm on it. So it ain't gonna, nobody gonna jump off and bite you. What's going on? And they was like, oh, okay, we can't have that right here. I was like, oh, okay, because it wasn't blocking anything. It was laid up against the side of a wall. So I'm like, oh, okay, but hey, I'm gonna get paid regardless whether the sign is up or not. So I didn't actually care. So they're like, it's just too militant. Now I'm confused because the order was for 4 armed guards. You don't really get too much militant than that. So the sign couldn't have been the last straw there. So they're like, the sign is just too militant. It's kind of scaring people when they come in. Mind you, I was standing there. I didn't see not a scared person. So then they start to tell me about how um, they're mostly from Minneapolis and there's been a lot of ICE things happening and they didn't want people to be scared. And then they were trying to over explain the fear of police to the 3 black people that were standing there. And I was like, yes, we understand. Thank you so much for that history lesson. And as they were talking, the sign was getting rolled up anyway. Because they were like, how do we get this down? And I was like, it rolls up. Literally, if you snap this, it goes into the case and then you slide it, zip it, and take it on its way. So it wasn't like it was taped, nailed, nothing. It was just one of those pull up, pull down signs. But in this industry, you really do have that. Like I've had that at a lower scale, not at this scale. And they came back and they apologized. I think they realized that they were talking to us, trying to explain how so fearful of ICE they are, and it looked how dumb we looked when we were looking at them. Like, yeah, I think we understand, buddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the club. So and then they came back like, oh, we didn't mean to be so, extra and da da da, but it's sensitive times. And I was like, it's fine, we don't care about a sign. It's just there, like it's just part of what we do. It's like a flag. If we're there, we put the flag down. Is basically what we do. And they were like, oh yeah, yeah, I understand now. Maybe we could find a different place for it. And I was like, no, it's rolled up. I'm not unrolling it now that you feel bad. It's not happening. But for 2 seconds, my officers were confused. They thought they were talking about them. And then from my point of view, it's like I'm gonna get paid regardless. So sometimes that whole saying, like in customer service, the customer's always right. They are not in security. But in this situation, this is not something you fight for. This is something you go, okay, let me roll up my sign, do my job, and keep it moving. It's not something that because somebody asked me, like, are you going to try to pull it out? Are you going to talk to the manager? No, 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 no. I'm not because we're here. We're good. They see us. It is what it is. Now, the next day, this is 3 parts.
Like somebody said, the sign was armed and dangerous.
The next day, apparently, they talked to the people who own the building. And that person was like, can you guys come less tactical? So we came, no rigs, no bulletproof vests, no nothing. And it was just amazing how you order security, but you do not want them to look like security. And it's just I think people don't really, and that goes back to the whole value on security. Like they know they need it, but then they want to pretend they don't need it. Which, in my opinion, these people didn't need it. But so I started, taking down vests. We took off vests. We pulled shirts and sweaters over firearms, you know, and there was a request to leave the guns in the car. But here's where I say customers are not always right. We live in Baltimore. We're not leaving our guns in the car. We're not doing that. You can pretend that you're in Minneapolis all you want to, but we not about to put guns in the car. So when they get stolen, now we in trouble because y'all felt like y'all was scared of ICE, even though ICE ain't coming for y'all. So we had to tell them like, hey, we're not leaving our firearms in the car. We'll step further in the back. So I had some of the officers sit instead of standing, feeling like they were a little, hovering over people. So you can always, and this is just a note to owners, this is something that we teach in the command thing. We go over things that people have gone through and we can learn from it, owner to owner. But you do sometimes have to value what that person is complaining about, even if you think it's stupid, because it's not really our job to change their thought process. It's our job to give the client what they're paying for. So they still want security, but they want you less tactical. Yes, it was too late to change people's clothing, but we had to modify. So I think adapting to what people need in real time is difficult, but you have to learn how to do it. I mean, I'm sure the police got to do it, right, Sade?
Absolutely.
Not really. Y'all don't have to adapt to nothing. Why
We
did you say that?
do. We no, we do sometimes. No, we do. Sometimes we gotta. I mean, we can't change the uniform, but just be a little
You can
less
talk louder. We
intimidated.
can't hear you.
Y'all can't. You can't hear me
No.
for real.
Yeah.
It's up. You turned the volume
Is
down.
it blinking? Is the
No.
red thing blinking? Yeah, turn the volume up a little bit more.
Turn me up. Can you hear me?
No, I don't hear you in that microphone.
Hello. Not
You
at
hear it in
all.
the headphones?
I can hear it in the earphones. I hear you. I hear me.
Turn that top button. See that top button? Turn it towards yourself.
What about now? Can you hear me?
We'll go to the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Not really. I think that might be what they was talking. I thought you was talking about TikTok, but are you can check your mic and see if it's the Yeti.
No, it should be Yeti. Like I said, I can hear everything.
I can hear you. I just can't hear that the mic is picking you up. I think that's just regular us hearing you. Yeah, the sign was definitely armed and dangerous. I never been told that we was too militant. And then on the same hand, we had somebody. What is it saying now? You got to choose Yeti. Okay, well we about to end it anyway. I could hear you, but I was also talking, so I'm not really tuned into your sound output. It's okay. All right, so you can hear me. I can hear you hearing me. But anyway, okay. So the next thing is we had some situations. Now your mic is back on. I mean, well, now you're off mute, but it doesn't matter. Stop trying. Stop trying.
No, it just did it itself.
Okay. Okay. Lean back. Lean back. Just
So you can't hear me. Okay.
no. I can hear you as in general. I think I know what they're saying as in you're low because I don't think it's coming through the microphone. We can hear you. I don't think it's coming through the microphone.
Oh, word. So it's not coming.
I don't know. I'm not over there, so that's what I'm saying. Just it's okay. It's okay.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because I can see you on the camera and you're like stiff because you're trying to just leave it
Yeah.
alone.
No, I'm trying to move this so I don't tap nothing.
Okay. And I don't think I can do your sound.
I thought it was like low on Instagram, but
Well that chat is not Instagram. This chat is inside of the
oh word, oh word, oh
podcast.
word. Yeah, yeah, true, true.
So I thought the same thing. I thought that you were reading something on the TikTok.
Yeah, I think you broke it.
All right, so the next thing, if the uniform is all black, do not show up in blue. Blue pants with a green body armor. That is the total opposite of all black. If you're a subcontractor and you're going to somebody else's site, respect their rules. because it's supposed to look uniform no matter who's working. That's the whole point. The whole point is I'm utilizing this body on my site. I'm not utilizing this company on my site. Unless that said, like, hey, I'm using this company on my site, y'all work in the site. That's different because you've done both, right? Where you actually ran somebody's site
Mhm.
or you do subcontracting.
Right. Right. Right.
There's a difference. Not saying you can't have nothing that says your company, but you maybe you should ask. But if the uniform is all black, showing up in blue pants and a green uh thing could get you sent home. I send home. I'm a sender homer. I send my food back to the kitchen at a restaurant. I'm sending you back as well, quickly, no tip. And I've sent two people home this weekend. We send people home from festivals all day, every day because there's somebody who wants to make money and who can follow directions right behind you, and we just gotta email or call. So we do that. So show up in the right uniform when you go to work. Stop trying to pass gray pants off for black. Okay, that's it. That's it for this segment. So now every week I'm gonna make her come back and we're gonna talk about all the stuff we experienced during festival season. What I have seen is a new trend, and this is for all my event people. A new trend I've seen this summer, and the summer just started, is that people are doing 3 to 4 events before their major festival to lead up to their festival. And I think it's important to share because I think that it's helping them gain momentum for their major festival, raise funds for their major festival. And like, if you hire somebody like me, I post where we're at, or I post how to get tickets to the major festival. So it's helping monetize and it's helping promote. So I think that's a new trend that we're going to see uh, more often because two different types of places is doing the same thing. So y'all better tap into that trend now because I think that's what's up. Doing 3 or 4 events before the major event. It doesn't like it gives people a chance to tap into you that might not be able to come to the major event, but it also gives people to understand that you are more than just the major event too, especially if your organization. So that's the new trend. I'm gonna be paying attention to all these trends and I'm gonna send it to you now. It ain't like stock tips, but if you do events, it could probably help. So anyway, tell them where they can follow you at.
You can follow me on IG at Point G Security. Um, TikTok. I don't even know what my TikTok is
Yo don't know
anymore.
her TikTok, y'all.
No, I'm still listen. I'm not new to social media, but I haven't been like active on social media up until my business was established. So I'm still learning. I wish I had a social media manager because if I did, I would be doing my social media.
What's your TikTok?
Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me tell y'all my TikTok. Hold on, let me make sure my volume all the way down. Find it. It's underscore day with a E, not a Y. 92. Don't judge me.
So her TikTok is underscore DAE 92. Y'all tap in. All right. Thank you for tuning in Industry Talk Podcast. We'll see you. Y'all gotta remember this is her first podcast, and she don't be on social media. I'm forcing this out of her. She did really good. Y'all make sure y'all comment on this and tell her how good she did. See y'all.
I'm gonna be back, y'all.